Okay, here's a warning. I'm going to be talking really fast in this video, like super fast, like Sonic fast. Hello, my name's Lani. Today I'm going to be doing my Mune Wrap Up because I forgot to do a wrap up in May, so now I have to combine both ones. So the thing is, I've been going completely crazy, and I am actual trash. Like, I am that guy on Sesame Street who for some reason just lives in a trash can, because that's totally hygienic, because I've literally read 18 books, and most of them being contemporary, which is weird. I have nothing against contemporary novels. It's just, I was reading fantasy for like 5 months, so I was pretty solid. I'm a fantasy person. But guess what? Now I'm having an existential crisis, and I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? But on to the 18 books that I read. We're going to start off with a fantasy book, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, which is a 5 bajillion stars out of 5, and it was beautiful, and it's pretty much the second book in A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Mist of Thorns, Corn and Thorn and Roses. Court of Thorn and Roses series. It follows this person named Feyre who lives in this world of fairies. See what you did there? But the thing is, she's a hunter, so then one day she shoots a wolf, but turns out the wolf is a fairy, so now another fairy person comes in and is like, oh my gosh, you killed my guy, so I had to take you back to my fairyland, and then now she's in fairyland, and it's not so hot. I mean, it's very hot. Those people are attractive. And now we're going on to my whole Carlene Hoover marathon. I read Ugly Love, Confess, Maybe Someday, Slam, Point of Retreat, Maybe Not. And I actually have all my thoughts and summaries of those books in my Carlene Hoover video because I just read all of her books in the span of like a month. And then the next book on my agenda was The Novice and The Inquisition, both by Taryn Matthew. And I have the summaries and my thoughts of those books on a different video that I'm going to leave here or in the pants. They're fantasy books that I rated about 4 stars, and they were really good, and it's pretty much in this world where there are like orcs versus humans. The main character finds out that he can summon demons, which happens like 1 out of 10 people. That's like the gay to straight ratio right there, not the demon summoner and normal person ratio, because that wouldn't make sense, because there's only about 12 of them in the kingdom. So that's a small kingdom. And now we're going into June, where I read My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick, which I rated about 4.2, 4.3 stars. During that time period, I also read This Is What Happy Looks Like by Jennifer E. Smith and The Problem with Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And then I have my thoughts on the summaries of those 3 contemporary books in the video of me doing cute contemporary recommendations, because they're all cute contemporary recommendations that I would give an average of 4.2 or 4.3 stars. And then I read Be With Me by Jalen, and this is part of this Wait For Me series. The series follows different characters in each book, and then the Be With Me was about this girl who falls for her brother's best friend, and then she also injures herself, but then she was like a dancing passion person. She was like from Dance Moms, but older, because that'd be weird if she wasn't older. Oh my gosh. And then dancing was her passion, and now she can't dance anymore, so now she's doing stuff at home, out of college, and she's like, dang, what the heck? And then the next book is Stay With Me, which is also in that series, so it's also by Jalen, because that's how series works. She goes to college, and then something happens at college where she has to go back to her hometown somewhere and get money from her mom, because her mom stole her money, and then she finds out that a lot of bad stuff is happening in her hometown, because it's a really bad hometown. She's like, oh, I gotta stay. And then of course she meets a guy. Why not a dog? Why can't she meet a dog? Dogs are great. Dogs help me. And then I read Something Real by Heather Demetrius, which is also a really cute contemporary book where she's about this main character who has 12 siblings. So they're like the Duncans, but mine is 7 or so. So just kill 7 of them off and make them all adopted. They used to be on this reality TV show called Baker's Dozen, ha 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 ha. And then the main character really did not like having her privacy ruined like that, so they canceled the show a couple years ago, and now the show is going back on air, and she really does not like it. Now she has to deal with that, but then she's also trying to live a normal life, because she's like Hannah Montana, but not. And then by the same author, I read I'll Meet You There, which is about this army person who comes back from the war and like war horse. He doesn't have a horse, and he's lost his leg, but then also he comes back to meet this girl that they used to know each other, and then he went to army, and now they know each other again, and they work together, and they're both really mature, and the girl's trying to leave the hometown because of the bad hometown. That book is kind of a blur. It was like 3.9 stars to me. And then I finally read Anna and the French Kiss, the entire series by Stephanie Perkins, and I'll have a separate video about that. But each book follows a different main character, so I can't really summarize all of them because time crunch. I enjoyed all of them. It didn't go above my expectations, but it also didn't fall below my expectations. It was just as cute as everyone says it was, and it was not an erotica like some people might think it is by the cover of the first book. And then I read On the Fence by, I don't know her name. I'm gonna put the name here, cover and what. And it's also about this tomboy who has 3 brothers, but then she starts working at this girly store, and then she's like, am I girly? Am I tomboy? I don't know who I am. Should I change myself for boys? So she's like that, but then also she's falling for Neighbor. It was about 4.3, 4.4 stars because I really like the underlying meaning of it. So yeah, I think that's all the books I read. Thanks for watching. Bye.